WWE let one of the greatest tag teams in wrestling history walk away, not because they couldn't wrestle anymore, not because the fans stopped caring, but because they wanted them to take a pay cut. After everything Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods gave that company, multiple championships, merchandise sales, unforgettable moments, and one of the longest successful factions in WWE history, TKO reportedly looked at them and basically said, "We want you to do the same job, but for less money." And instead of accepting it, the New Day walked away. Honestly, I think they made the right decision. Today, we're going to break down exactly why refusing that deal may have been the smartest career move they've ever made, why WWE clearly had no long-term vision for them, why AEW could become the place where one of wrestling's greatest tag teams reminds everyone exactly how good they really are. Let's get into it, man. One thing I always respect is knowing your value. Too many wrestlers stay somewhere because it's comfortable. Too many performers convince themselves things will eventually get better. But sometimes you have to recognize when a company no longer sees you the way you see yourself. Reports indicated that WWE wanted Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods to reconstruct their existing contracts for less money, and rather than accept those terms, they chose to leave. That's a bold move, because leaving WWE is never easy. It's the biggest wrestling company in the world, but staying somewhere that no longer values your contribution isn't always the smartest choice either. The New Day weren't asking for special treatment. They were asking to be treated like the stars they've always proven themselves to be. After over a decade of loyalty, a pay cut sends a message. Whether WWE intended it that way or not, the message is simple. We don't view you as part of our culture. Let's be honest. When was the last time WWE truly had something meaningful planned for the New Day? Think about it. They would disappear for weeks, show up for random matches, win, lose, move on, no memorable rivalries, no major stories, no clear direction. One of the greatest tag teams ever was simply existing on television. That's not because they suddenly forgot how to entertain. It's because creative never gave them a real opportunity. When you have two performers as charismatic as Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, and you can't consistently find something compelling for them to do, that's a creative problem, not a talent problem. Fans didn't stop believing in the New Day. WWE simply stopped investing in them. Let's look at reality. The New Day have already done almost everything possible in WWE. Multiple tag team champions, record-setting title reigns, merchandise success, classic matches, historic moments. They helped keep tag team wrestling relevant for years. So if the company no longer had meaningful plans for them, then why stay? Sometimes loyalty has an expiration date. Sometimes it's okay to chase a fresh challenge instead of waiting for opportunities that never come. That's exactly why so many wrestlers eventually look elsewhere. Not because they hate WWE, but because they want to wrestle with purpose again. If the New Day ultimately signs with AEW, I think it would make perfect sense. AEW's tag team division has consistently placed a stronger emphasis on tag team wrestling than WWE has in recent years. Imagine matches against FTR. Imagine the matches against the Young Bucks. Imagine the matches against Private Party. Imagine matches against the Hurt Syndicate. Imagine all of the dream matches fans have wanted for years. More importantly, imagine Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods being allowed to tell stories that actually matter again. That's the exciting part. Not just changing companies, but changing environments. Because sometimes a fresh start is exactly what great performers need. History has a funny way of repeating itself. How many wrestlers left WWE only to remind everyone how talented they really were somewhere else? We've seen it happen before. When creative doesn't have plans for someone, another company often does. If the New Day succeeds outside of WWE, people won't just remember that they left. They'll remember why they left. And if they're given meaningful stories, big matches, and a chance to showcase what made them special in the first place, this decision could end up looking like another major mistake by WWE management. At the end of the day, this story isn't really about money. It's about respect. It's about knowing your value. It's about refusing to settle when someone tells you you're worth less than you've already proved. Whether you're a WWE fan or an AEW fan or just a wrestling fan, you have to admit one thing. The New Day earned the right to bet on themselves. If AEW is where they end up, then I hope they get every opportunity to remind the wrestling world why they're one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Sometimes the best career move isn't staying where you've always been. Sometimes the best move is walking away. Now I want to hear from you guys. Did the New Day make the right decision leaving WWE, or should they have stayed? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more wrestling content. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.